I'm so glad you're here. This is a bit of a passion project for me that I have been dreaming up for a long time. And basically, it is everything that I wish somebody would have told me at the beginning of my healing journey. Because if you even knew how much time and energy and resources that I wasted on really trying to heal myself, trying to get better, trying to get unstuck. And yet I just kept feeling more stuck and more broken and more like something was wrong with me. And so no one really gives us a blueprint for how to heal, but there are some really effective healing strategies. And I want to lay those out for you so that you do get a blueprint, so that you don't waste the same kind of time, energy, resources, and you can get straight to the source and feel better much faster. Okay, so that's the goal of this. Most of you are here because you have symptoms of a dysregulated nervous system due to unresolved trauma. Now, you might want to just end the video now because I said the word trauma and you're convinced you don't have it. But if that's what you're feeling, please know that you are in the right place because you are exactly the kind of person that I help. People who think they don't really have trauma. They haven't really been through anything hard because they compare themselves to other people's stories, and yet their nervous system is still very much stuck. Okay, so we're going to talk about what are symptoms of a dysregulated nervous system. What is your nervous system? What does it have to do with trauma? What is trauma? We're going to talk about the relationship between the two, and then how to actually heal from trauma. Okay, how to get your nervous system unstuck. How to get unstuck. What is the missing link here? And believe me, there is one. So we are going to break all of this down into little micro lessons that are around 10 minutes, give or take, so that things don't feel so overwhelming to you. Because if you do have unresolved trauma, then chances are you may have experienced too much happening at once before, and now it's really easy for your nervous system to go into overwhelm again and feel like you're maybe in freeze when too much comes at you at once. So instead, we're just going to give you a little bit at a time. And if you feel like moving on to the next video when any video is done, you're welcome to, or you can pause and come back to it later, okay? And the intention here is that each video helps you get just 1% closer to your goal, whatever progress you're looking for. So we're not ever looking for these massive changes. We're chasing the 1%. And over time, the 1% is going to add up, and you're going to notice, wow, actually I feel a difference. I feel a shift, okay? So you are probably here because you do have symptoms of a dysregulated nervous system due to unresolved trauma, or maybe you're here because someone you know has those symptoms and they sent you and they want you to learn about these things, or maybe you're here because it's just your lucky day. Whatever reason you're here, I'm so glad you are. So I am Courtney Lantigua. I am a somatic experiencing practitioner, and I really specialize in helping people who have done all the things, like they've read the books, they've listened to the podcast, they've been in talk therapy, and they still feel stuck. And that's because there is this missing link in your healing journey that we're going to talk about. But I also specialize in helping people who don't feel like they have any trauma. And that is why they're stuck, because they've kind of invalidated their own pain for so many years because they know that other people have it worse. Or they don't feel like they really have anything. And usually that is actually an indicator that they have unhealed relational trauma, aka attachment trauma. And that is really my specialty. And that was certainly my experience. I didn't think that I really had any trauma either because I thought trauma were only these really extreme situations and anything else you should be able to just get over, right? Does that sound familiar? So I was someone who checked all the boxes externally. I had, I was a perfectionist. I was a high achiever. I was super successful, really smart. Got straight A's in schools, graduated from college summa cum laude, went and got a job at a Big Four public accounting firm. Like, you could, from the outside looking at me, you would probably think, oh, she kind of has it all together. But internally, I was struggling. And I was struggling for years. And I really, at this very deep level, always felt like something was wrong with me. And that was what was driving me to get the next thing, right? Like have the next achievement. And I didn't articulate that to anyone. And I had no idea why I felt like something was wrong with me. But I always felt like that was true. I always felt like I wasn't good enough. Even though I had all of these boxes. Okay. And so it was kind of this place of like, what's going to change this? Like, when am I ever going to feel good enough? But what happened was when I was in the Big Four public accounting space, there was a whole lot of pressure, a whole lot of hours, a whole lot of work, a whole lot of stress. So I was working like 70-hour weeks, but I was only sleeping like an hour a night. I was wired, okay? And it was so exhausting. I just couldn't sleep. I had anxiety that was manifesting as insomnia. And even though I went to all these sleep specialists and all these doctors, like nobody could really tell me what it was. They'd give me medication and none of it would work. And it would be so frustrating. And it would just kind of reiterate to me and reconfirm that something was wrong with me, right? And I was struggling until I started to do my own research, because no one ever told me that, no one even mentioned the nervous system to me. No one ever told me that this was a symptom of a dysregulated nervous system. And as I started to dig and find out that that was actually what was causing my insomnia, oh my gosh, like it changed the game. So in this research, I actually discovered that I had many more symptoms of a dysregulated nervous system. Like I was always on edge. I was always defensive. I always was overreacting and impatient. And I just assumed, like, again, something's wrong with me. Why can I not be patient with people? Why can I not be kind? Why am I so controlling? Why am I disassociated all the time? Why do I feel like I want to crawl in a hole whenever I need to face something confronting or like confront someone, right? Or if someone's confronting me, why is there an absolute panic in my body, right? Why was I always people pleasing? Why did I need to drink to take the edge off? Everything sent me over the edge at that time. It was like all of those things that I just named were symptoms of a dysregulated nervous system. They were not signs that I was this person with all these mood swings or problems that were just part of my personality, like I assumed. Like these were actually just symptoms of a nervous system in active self-protection. And learning that literally blew my mind, but also helped me start to make sense and remove some of the shame that I had been carrying for all these behaviors for so long, right? And so I can now tell you, after doing all of this work and really helping my nervous system to heal, I don't have any of those things anymore. I'm not going to say I'm never triggered, but those symptoms that I just named, which are all symptoms of a dysregulated nervous system, they are few and far between. They happen at appropriate times, and they happen few and far between compared to what I was doing before. And so if you have any of those things that I just named, I want you to know that there is so much hope and that there's nothing wrong with you. Your body is actually doing the most to help you, and it is trying to protect you and keep you safe. You're not broken. Your body is operating actually exactly how it should to a perceived threat. And if you're someone going, yeah, but there's nothing threatening, right? Well, that makes sense too. And that is part of this work. It's like showing your nervous system that the threat is over, because it may not know that. And that was certainly the case for me. Okay. So I just want you to know you're not broken. Nothing is wrong with you. Actually, everything is right with you. And I can't wait to unpack all of this with you so that you can know that you make so much sense and that there's hope for your healing. Okay, see you soon.